Here we have a new 2024 Chevrolet Malibu. Now this Malibu comes in the LT trim level in Summit White. And then we have jet black cloth interior. The powertrain consists of a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That's mated to a continuously variable transmission. And then we're just gonna see how this has changed as opposed to the outgoing 23, what new standard features we have. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get those same halogen headlamps and the LED daytime running lights down there below where you'd expect fog lights to be. And not much updating has been done on this since I think 2019 they gave it that refresh, but mostly just commuter slash fleet vehicle as of today. Down there we have the 17-inch aluminum wheels, passive keyless entry on the front two doors. Power door lock controls are here, power mirror controls, rear window lock. Then we have one touch automatic up and down for the driver's side window, express down for the other three windows. Bottle holder, map pocket, headlamp controls, hood release. We do have a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and the release for that is right there. Just pull down and adjust. And there we have our power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar support. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Before we check out the rear seat room, big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me review this Malibu LT today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But there's our sticker price, $29,415. And quite a bit, especially safety and security. Look at all that there, standard, including the rear park sensors. So that's a big addition in terms of the standard features for the 24 model year. And let's go ahead and check out this room back here. So there's a leg room, not terrible, not the best. I had one of these, I had no problem with the leg room. Someone who's a couple inches shorter than me with shorter legs will be back here just fine. And again, that's the seat adjusted for myself up there. And there's a view of the front from back here. Rear AC vents are there. There's a 12 volt down there. Seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. And then we do have the fold down seat in the middle here. Bottle holders are right there. And then I love these hooks here. That's how you can tell this was made for a commuter slash fleet vehicle, because you can hang all your shirts on this great big hook right there. Several metal hangers or plastic hanger hooks. Let's make our way towards the back. Child lock is there. Lock, unlock. And then same thing with the front end. Back end carries over, a few years old. Still a good look though. And this actually carries for almost, not quite 10 years, but since they redesigned in 2016, we have that same back end here. Plenty of trunk space. We can pull these levers on either side to fold down that rear seat. And then inflator kit here. And fuel cap, fuel filler. And then once you pull that lever back there, that'll fold flat and you can run longer objects from the back to the front. Top tether's there. And the anchors are right back in there. And there's our front passenger seat. It's manual, but I do like that we can pump the seat back and forth, or up and down, excuse me, and then lean the seat back and then move the seat bottom there. And glove compartment, it never was the best size, but it looks cool. And as we come back to the front here, let's pop the hood. There's that 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Love how the hood shuts though, so easy and seamless. Just a nice solid thud. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat here. Now, GM is being GM here. There's the horn, but we have a hard plastic vinyl wrap steering wheel, which is crazy to me, but okay. Now over here to the radio, we do get the AM, FM, and XM along with Bluetooth audio. There's a home screen there. We also get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. And then the dual zone climate controls. That's a big feature of the LT, getting that standard. And then settings here. And then we also have buckle to drive, a rear seat reminder, as well as teen driver. And there's the home page there. Backup camera, guidelines, follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Then you have the home button here. You can seek here. And then volume knob. You can click to mute or hold it to power the whole system down. Auto stop toggle, hazards. And then there are those dual zone climate controls. Again, the knobs, buttons, everything like that, even the auto mode. And we cut the auto mode off by adjusting the fan speed, and then we can adjust the fan direction there. And then 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger. So that's nice to have in this standard LT, even with the cloth seats. And then down there you have a USB-C, USB-A, and an aux input. And there's a 12 volt. And sorry for the angles or the shaking. I had to use a backup phone holder here. My other one broke, so I'm having to fix that. But shifter, hit the brake, pull down, reverse, neutral drive, and your low gear, and then you have your little simulated shifts. And it'll show you what quote unquote gear you're in the bottom right corner of that gauge cluster there. Electronic parking brake, which is nice. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then our parking sensor toggle is there, traction control toggle is there, bottle holders, center console cubby space. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. Vanity mirror, at least we have lights up there. Now back to the steering wheel itself, behind, stalks there. And then high beams, we can toggle those, flash there, and then the auto high beam toggle is right there. Windshield wiper controls, one time off, intermittent low, high, and then we can adjust the intermittent here, and then just push up or pull up here, excuse me, for the front wiper fluid. And then to the left side of the steering wheel, cruise control, we can toggle that on or off, cancel, set or adjust the speed, and then we have the gap adjust for the forward collision alert, which is standard. The standard lane keep assist with lane departure warning, and then we have our mute button, voice recognition, and we can use these 4 arrows to go through our gauge cluster. So I'm just gonna go through everything kind of quickly. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to as I go through all of that. And then here in the vehicle settings, you can change your units from US to metric there. And then you just have a couple views for eco. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next, we're just gonna take this Malibu LT out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive in the 24 Malibu LT, the 1.5 liter turbo certainly feels more powerful in this than in the Equinox. I think a lot of that has to do with just the CVT as opposed to a 6-speed automatic. But again, it feels quicker. It's still not the 2-liter turbo. That's a beast of an engine, and they discontinued that in the past couple of years. But this is still pretty good in this car. And one of the best things about this, I think, is the ride quality that you get with the Malibu. We're gonna give it a little throttle here. So definitely not a slouch, and even though it has a CVT, I've said this before in other reviews of this powertrain, the CVT does just make it quicker, and in terms of shift points, since you're not having to worry about a shift point, it's almost instantaneous based on throttle output, how much you're getting from the powertrain. But again, one of the best things about this, I've owned 2 Malibus in the past, and it's just one of the best riding cars, I think. Just based on the platform, wheelbase, and even with the cloth seats, just how comfortable it is. It's just an impressive ride, I think. And sound acoustics in here are great, especially for a car under $30,000. I can hear the road noise a little bit, wind noise, barely. And I love the initial bite you get from the brake pedal when you hit it. Now with this vehicle, it's priced competitively, I think, but compared to the Accord and Camry, you might feel like you could do better with one of those. I will say I just like the overall package that you get with the Malibu a bit better. I like the radio. I like having that 1.5 turbo, and even with the CVT, it's a lot better than I would have expected, especially since they took away that 6-speed automatic. But features are good. I would recommend getting the leather package. I don't even know if that's an option anymore. I know it's standard with the 2LT, but I had an ex-rental in a 16 Malibu LT, and it didn't have the safety features that this one has, but it did have the Bose sound system and the leather, and that made a world of difference. So I highly recommend getting that. I think it helps it looks better too, because mine was in the pearl white as well, and that was just both of my Malibus were pearl white. One had the brown leather in the Premier, and then I had the black leather in the 1LT. But just an impressive car, I think, especially back then. Now, since they haven't really tried to do much with it, it's a bit dated compared to the Camry and the Accord, as those are kind of flagship sedans for those two brands. And the Malibu, like I said, is just kind of a fleet car slash commuter car. Still a great car, I think, long term. And with the CVTs, just make sure you maintain those. But I had mine, I put 60,000 on my first one and about 50,000 on my second one. And the only thing I had issues with was suspension, but I was pretty rough on both of those. So like ball joints and stuff like that. But as we come to the end of this test drive, great riding car. I think the powertrain, I've grown fond of it, let me put it that way. Because I didn't like the CVT when they first put it in here, but now I'm starting to like it. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Chevy Malibu LT.